Welcome back, Sophomore Tea. Thank you guys for joining us again. I'm your host, Rhamel, and we have a good cup of tea for you guys today, and I can't wait for you to hear it. So let's get into it, because this is your year to grind, and we have tea time wine. I'm here with our special guest, Dr. Reginald Simmons. He's a psychologist, criminal justice professor with an interest in student success. He's also the creator of Success Central. So give him a round of applause, please. Now, Dr. Simmons, I want you to tell the people out there, what was your experience with the mentorships, and throughout your time in higher education, like how did that affect and help out?
Yeah, thank you, Rhamel. I appreciate the question, and it's an honor to be here. So thank you for having me. Mm-hmm. So I have completed a bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, and some internships after that. So I've had multiple supervisors along the way, right? And in thinking about this question, what comes to mind is mentorship is different than supervising. Okay. Right? And when I think about who has supported me during that time, right, I can think, okay, some people were supervisors and some were mentors.
Giving you that knowledge throughout the way. Okay.
Yeah. And giving that knowledge, but also taking an invested interest in me. Right, and my development. Yeah. Right, and really thinking about what is best for me, right, and what I want to accomplish, and supporting me to achieve those goals. So for me, that's mentorship, right, versus supervision. So mentorship is when somebody really has a vested interest in you. Yeah. I think that's a difference.
Okay, lovely, man of a lot of achievements, I see. How did your first mentor affect you?
Yeah. So my first mentor was Dr. Jewel Prestige at Prairie View A&M University, where I went to undergrad. Okay. And we met because I was in a program that it was an honors college, and you got kind of like a special mentorship for being in this program. Okay. And what I remember about her is just really trying to get to know me and what I wanted to pursue, what I wanted to accomplish, providing opportunities, right, that maybe I didn't know about, right? Summer internship opportunities that I didn't know about, right? I learned from her. It was all about me, right? And I think that's mentorship. Right, when you make it all about the person that you're supporting and mentoring. Sometimes when you have a supervisor, it's not all about you. Yeah. Right. It may be it's about the work, or it's about them. All that, right. Yeah. Or how you're supporting the supervisor. Right. But what I learned from her is the ability to really put your mentee first, right, and think about their best interest. So that's what I remember about mentorship. And so that's kind of what I took away as a model for being a good mentor to somebody.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's a great thing to take away, because I feel like as a mentor, you're supposed to make your mentee feel seen and heard in your settings. Yeah. Moving on to our next question, I feel like you touched it a little bit in the first part, but what makes mentorship effective in higher education settings?
Yeah. So I did kind of touch on it. I would say there's a term that we use in Success Central called holding the student's agenda, right? Yeah. And what that means is being really present for the student, right? And trying to really listen intently to what the student is telling you, and really kind of putting your stuff to the side, which can be challenging, right? But to really be present and actively listen to the student and what they're trying to accomplish. What are some of the challenges to accomplishing the goals that they want to accomplish? And what can be done to kind of overcome those challenges to the goals, right? Yeah. And really holding their agenda, right? Because it's not about the mentor, right? It's about the mentee. It's ultimately, with mentoring and Success Central, we want to work ourselves out of a job. Yeah. All right. Our goal is to help our student get to a place where they don't need us anymore. Right. to really be a thriving student, right? Some of our students are surviving, right?
Like that.
Our goal is to move them to be thriving students. So I think a mentor in higher ed has that mission, right? To help a student move from surviving to thriving, to where they don't even need mentoring anymore. So I think that is a key goal of mentoring in higher education.
Okay, love that. Now I know I said in your introduction like you created Success Central, but like how did that come to be? Like how did it all start up?
Yeah, so in 2014, the provost at the time, Carl Lovett, he issued what's called a request for proposals from faculty and staff at CCSU. And that request was for ideas to support student retention and graduation. And so I looked at that, and I'm a psychologist, and so you may know this as a psychology major, that what we're trained to do is, when in doubt, look to the literature, right? What does the literature say is a best practice, right? And so I thought, well, what can I propose to support student retention and graduation? So I did some research, and two things stood out for me as cost-effective ways of supporting student retention and graduation. One thing that stood out was that peer mentoring works really well for students, right? There's something about that relationship between a student that's a little bit further along than the mentee, but they're still in the trenches, right? They're still a student. They're a little further along. They may have some wisdom to share, but they're still students. That's a powerful relationship, particularly for first-gen students. Because what studies found is that peer mentoring works well for any student, but it works particularly well for supporting the success of first-gen students. So I found that. But there's all kind of peer mentoring out there, right? And some peer mentoring programs are grounded in sound theory and research than others. So I thought, okay, so what can I ground this in? And I came across in the literature what's called, at the time it was called college success coaching. And this is a very intentional model that had been found to support the success of first-year students. So students that went through this intervention had higher rates of staying in college and graduating than those that did not complete this intervention. So I thought, okay, but for the most part, at the time, the majority of success coaches at universities were full-time employees. They were working in like advising centers, and they were full-time success coaches. So I thought, well, maybe I can marry this. Maybe I can select and train undergraduate peer mentors in success coaching techniques that they use in their mentoring with students. So I proposed that. I proposed that model, that we would recruit and train peer mentors, junior and senior students, and train them in success coaching techniques that they would use in their mentoring with first and second year students. So I proposed it, and it was funded. And some other staff at the university and professors had also proposed peer support programs. And so the provost basically said, we want all of you to follow this model that I had proposed. And so a group of us, faculty and staff, we each had our own cohort of students that we trained to be peer mentors. And we launched it in 2014, good outcomes, and it's kind of been going ever since.
Okay, word. I've really, I feel like the peer mentor thing that you were talking about really does work, because my junior year, I was a peer leader here at CCSU, and I did feel like it did help the first year students like ease into college and like not feel so scared. And like, even though the class I was in, the teacher was very welcoming, they still came to me with like questions because they felt like it was easier to talk to me. And I did like struggle a little bit, like putting my schoolwork aside to like help them with their issues. But I feel like after the end, it did balance out, and I did get to see them grow into like the sophomores that they are now, and like sophomores they are now. I was gonna say some juniors, but they're not juniors yet. But yeah, I did really like the stuff that you're talking about with that.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah, it is.
It's powerful, right? And you're in the struggle also, you know. So one question a mentor might ask is, so how are midterms going? You know, because I'm in it, and I'm having a hard time in this class. How are you doing? Right? Just a natural way of engaging with the student.
Yeah. To go more into like the results of the Success Central and all of the mentoring stuff, have you seen any like results in Success Central with resident students and commuter students?
Yeah, so it's kind of exciting. So again, as a psychologist, I was trained that when you develop a program, you want to build in some way of evaluating success, right? And that's what I try to do with Success Central. So I've always collected data. And so I partnered with who was now the coordinator of Success Central, who was a former mentee and mentor on this study. And we had decided, we have found this model successful with first-gen students, first-year students, students of color. What about residential and commuter students, right? How does this model do with those students? So we're able to get some data from the university, the Office of Institutional Research and Assessment, which collects data on students. And we were able to compare students that completed Success Central, who were resident students and commuter students, to those that did not complete Success Central. And we were able to match them like apples to apples, right? So these students were matched on demographics. So same kind of student, just some went through Success Central and some didn't. And what we found was, well, overall, what we found for the whole sample is that students that complete Success Central have higher rates of persistence than those that do not go through Success Central. That was for the whole sample. And in fact, what was really, I think, interesting to us was we threw in the analysis things that many people think predicts persistence, right? Like we threw in housing status. Are you a resident versus commuter? Are you a first-gen student? We threw in race, ethnicity, Pell Grant status. We threw all that in, these things that are thought to predict persistence. The only variable that was significant was whether you had gone through Success Central or not. None of those other variables predicted persistence, right? Only Success Central did. So that was a surprising outcome to us, right? That we were the only significant predictor of persistence. So that was great. So then we looked at, okay, what about resident versus commuter students? And what we found is that the outcomes, when we looked at the effect of Success Central on student success, like GPA and credits completed. And what we found was, we found particularly robust outcomes with our commuter students, right? So commuter students that went through Success Central had higher grade point averages and credits completed than those that did not go through Success Central. The main academic outcome with our resident students was more credits completed than those that did not go through Success Central. So we didn't have the robust outcomes on academic variables with our resident students that we have with our commuter students. But it kind of makes sense, right? Because commuter students, often they're coming and going, they're working, they have other obligations, and that it may be challenging for some commuter students to really form that connection to the university, right? And so Success Central serves as that connection to the university, right? So we're big about supporting students that have a sense of belonging to the university, linking them to resources that might support their success, linking them to programs, clubs that might support their success. So it kind of made sense that we would be particularly impactful on their academic success versus resident students who are kind of already here. It might be easier to kind of get engaged. Right. So that was kind of our differential outcome on resident versus commuter students.
Okay, got it.
Hopefully that was clear.
No, I was following along.
Okay.
Like I know we talked about like the results data, but like switching from like informational results, have you seen any like shocking or surprising results from Success Central throughout the years?
Oh, shocking or surprising?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this latest analysis was really pleasantly surprising because we didn't know really what we were going to get. We just said, let's check this out.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the fun part about like looking at data. Like you don't know what you're going to find out until
Just
you get there.
examining it
Yeah.
and to see that these students that went through Success Central, particularly commuter students, had significantly higher GPAs, credits than those that didn't. I was like, oh, this is terrific, right? We didn't know what we were going to find, and we have significant results, right? To see that when it comes to the whole sample, that Success Central was the only significant predictor of persistence, staying in school, than these other variables that are thought to make a difference. I was like, whoa, that's great. We didn't anticipate that, so that was huge. But back in the early days, one thing that I did is I co-developed a survey that we give to our mentees when they first start mentoring in the fall.
Yeah.
And we give it to them again in the spring, so pre-post test. And this survey looks at, it asked about a student's sense of belonging to the university and their belief in their academic skills.
Okay.
All right. And we asked that in the beginning when they start in the fall, and again in the spring when they finish Success Central. And what we found repeatedly is that there's a significant increase in the student report of their belonging to the university and their belief in their academic skills. And that's been a consistent outcome. So it's really been rewarding to see that we appear to make a difference in a mentee's belief in their ability to do well in school and their belonging to the school. Because according to student success research, those are huge variables to success, right? A student believing that they can do well in college and having a connection to the university, feeling like I belong to this school, right? So the fact that we can impact these variables that have been demonstrated to be important for success is really nice. And we've found that multiple years that we've operated this survey. So that's been a nice, consistent outcome of Success Central.
Okay, got it. No, yeah, I bet that like it does feel good that your program and like what you created is like giving that sense of home and community for like so many years. I was gonna say so many outcomes, but so many years it has been going through. Yeah,
and that's consistent across type of student, right? First gen, first year, and students of color as well. We've had that consistent outcome. So it's been really rewarding. And I think that's why it has been supported by the provost for so long. We're in our 11th year now.
Okay.
And I think we just continue to generate outcomes, right? Because it's all about the outcomes. You know, you don't have data, you might not be supported. So, so it's been nice that the provost has continued to support Success Central over the years.
Yeah. All right. What's the next question I want to ask you? So I know probably our viewers watching, they want like some advice on how can they like seek mentorship if they're unsure on where to go.
Yeah. So I'll talk about Success Central, but some other programs as well. So Success Central focuses these days mainly on first-year students and some second-year students, right? So if there's a first-year student or a second-year student in the audience that wants a peer mentor through Success Central, they can just go to the homepage of CCSU and just put in the search Success Central, and they'll come to the web page, and there's a sign-up link that they can click on, and they can just sign up requesting a mentor. It's really, really easy. For other students, there's a program run out of the president's office, I believe, called First Year Connected. And that is a program that pairs students with faculty members who agree to mentor students. So if you want a peer mentor, Success Central. If you want a faculty mentor, First Year Connected is another option. And I believe a way to get to that is, again, just do a search for First Year Connected, and there should be some information about that. So those are two programs that are in place. Now, students can also, on their own, seek out a mentor, right? Which is fine. And in thinking about how to do that, what I encourage students to do is look for a professor who you have found has a vested interest in you.
And build that connection with gotcha.
Yeah, they have a vested interest in you and who you believe can hold your agenda, right? And can really be about you and support your success. And I think students can kind of get a feel of who those professors are. And if you feel like this is somebody who may be a good mentor because they demonstrate those qualities, seek them out.
Gotcha.
Seek them out and just ask. Right? I'd love for you to kind of mentor me, through my journey as a student.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask. Does not hurt to ask. Yeah. So, y'all heard Dr. Simmons. Go out there, find that connection with a professor or someone who you feel like involves themselves in your goals, and just ask. Don't be afraid. I know, like, y'all might be in your head thinking, "Oh, I don't know what's gonna be next. I don't know if I should." Doesn't hurt to ask. Does not hurt. Now, Dr. Simmons, we asked you a few questions out there, but like, are there anything that you think is worth knowing that we haven't asked?
Absolutely. So here's one thing that comes to mind. And this is research-based. Many students are uncomfortable asking for help. Or asking for support, right? And you find this dynamic exists to a greater extent among first-gen students, right? And what I tell students is nobody does it by themselves. Nobody who is successful did it by themselves. Everybody had help along the way, right? Everybody. Even people who said they didn't have help, had help, right? So what I tell students is that a path to being optimally successful is asking for help, all right? And asking for support. In my experience, I'm in my 18th year as a professor. Consistently, the students that come to my office, right, and they'll ask for help, and they'll say something like, "Dr. Simmons, I didn't quite get the grade I was hoping for. Can you give me some guidance, right, on what I could have done better?" So often, those are students that are doing well. Right? The students that are not doing so well don't come to my office, right? Aren't seeking out help. And I think maybe sometimes students have a perception that if I ask for help, then maybe I don't belong here. Right? Maybe I shouldn't be here. No.
Start filling themselves with all that self-doubt.
Yes. This is what good students do, right? Good students are proactive and they ask for help and support. So I think that is something that I've seen that I always want to impart to students is you don't have to do it by yourself, and it's okay to ask for help.
Amazing. I feel like that is a great thing to say for all the freshmen and sophomores watching, and even upperclassmen, because there's times where I think like, no, I'll just figure it out on my own, or like, I'll just not bombard the teacher and just do it myself. So I feel like that is a good thing to like leave off with this episode, is just to go out there, ask for help. Don't do all this self-doubting, overthinking. I mean, it is natural to overthink because we are humans, but like, just know that you're not alone and you can do it with other people helping you along the way. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I do want to say thank you for being on the show today. It was very intriguing, very informational, and I hope that everyone out there takes notes on this video, because it is a great video. Because go get yourself a mentor, because they are going to be out there to support you and have your best interests at heart. And yeah, y'all, this is Sophomore T. Make sure you guys follow our TikTok, our Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube, go check out the Facebook, and there will be more videos to come. Thank you guys. Peace.